Hello, I'm Matt Liffring, and welcome to the Huntington Beach City Council chambers. Running for City Council, and with me now, is Mr. Henry Yee. Mr. Yee is an 18-year resident of Huntington Beach, married with 6 children, a certified public accountant with his own firm, Yee, So & Chow, but began his career as a senior finance analyst and head auditor for the Hughes Aircraft Company for 18 years. Member of the State Board of Accountancy, a president appointee to the National Advisory Council on Adult Education, Mr. Yee founded the Asian American Republicans of Orange County, involved finally with the Sister City program. This is Mr. Yee's first time running for City Council. Welcome, Mr.
Well,
Yee.
thank you very much. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here this morning.
Does that sound impressive to you, or?
Oh, this is just great. I think there's a minor modification. Actually, I didn't start my career with Hughes Aircraft Company. I actually started with California state government.
Yeah, you worked before Hughes, right?
That's right.
In a number of capacities, right?
Well, I was with state government for about 3 years, and then about 9 years with the federal government, then plus 18 years with Hughes Aircraft Company.
Yeah.
And at the time when I started with Hughes, was the same time that I passed my CPA examination, that is. And then I had my accounting practice going on the same time. So you add all those years together, there's 30 years of business and government experience.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm very, very pleased, to make that kind of accomplishment.
In being a CPA, is that, do you think, gaining in popularity right now in the schools and whatnot?
Well, CPA office is very, very important in our daily life because, after all, these are the professional people who are involved in many things. They just don't say doing CPA work. They are involved in government. They are involved in business. Certified public accountant profession is a very, very trained profession, very skilled profession, and this country, our economic, obviously the CPAs do a great deal, in helping.
And you worked in that capacity before Hughes. That's what I wanted to mention.
Yes,
in the federal government, what did you do at the federal level?
I was with the Defense of Contract Audit Agency, and that's the department that handles all the procurement for our federal government. Of course, in my department, we are in the audit area.
Yeah, with the federal government.
Yes, sir.
You didn't take care of the $12,000 toilet seats, did you?
No, I didn't have the privilege of doing that. No, I don't spend that kind of money.
That wasn't your department.
But
let's make that distinction.
We are the one, however, try to find those things.
Ah, I see, and weed all that out,
That's
I guess.
right,
Huh?
That's right.
And then at the state level before Hughes?
At that time, I was with the Department of Agriculture. In this particular instance, I was with the Bureau of Milk Stabilization. That is the one that determining the pricing of the milk products for California.
Oh.
Yes, and it's a very interesting bureau to work in. You do time study and pricing. You visit a lot of dairy companies. It's very interesting.
Yeah, certainly a varied background. And you're talking about a varied background, you're not a foreigner to these TV cameras, are you?
No, I'm not. As a matter of fact, I'm very, very active in the community, and I had many opportunities going before the television, radio, and talking before big groups. This is not the first time. As a matter of fact, just I'm a little bit sleepy this morning because the reason was this. I had a big fundraising dinner last night with 300-some people there. And the question whether I should stay over there overnight, coming back this way, but I decided to come home overnight because I just can't sleep in a strange bed, so I came back. And, but here we are.
Yeah. And of course the City Council meetings are televised right here in Channel 6. Why City Council? Mr. Yee, this is your first time running. Why City Council for you?
Okay, I think I have to go back, really. First of all, I was born in this country, but then my parents sent me back to China for education. And that was, 1935. So it was a long, long time. The purpose for me to go back there is to get my education.
Right.
I had my education before coming back to the United States. Then, but by the time I came back to the United States, I didn't know a single word of English. I worked my way through and got my own education. And this country has been very, very good to me because it was the opportunity that I am what I am today. And for the past 18 and 20 years, I have been trying to pay back, so to speak, working in the community.
I see. So you're giving that back.
Giving that back. In Los Angeles, I was very, very much involved in the community and the civic affairs. I have preside or chair maybe like 20 to close to 30 different organizations.
While raising 6 children?
While raising 6 daughters, right.
6 daughters?
6 daughters, right. And some of the organizations, for example, the Huntington Beach Sister City Committee, the Bowers Museum Foundation. I was Chinese Cultural Council chairman, actually the first and second term over there when it first organized several years ago. And one of the organizations I founded is the Southern California Council of Chinese Schools. That is a very proud organization I founded. Right now that organization has about 68 Chinese schools in Southern California in 4 counties: Ventura, Los Angeles, Orange, and San Diego County. And we have over 10,000 enrollment. I believe education, for example, is very, very important. And, well, that's one of my way of paying back to the society because the country has been very, very good to me. And you asked me why City of Huntington Beach? Because the fact, as you said, I have been a resident of Huntington Beach for 18 years, and all my 5 daughters, Delphine, Catherine, Diane, Julia, and Eleanor, they all had gone through Parkville School, all graduated from Marion High School. We are part of the family here, and I like to do my small part in paying back.
Part of your philosophy is the quality of life,
yes,
you mentioned. What does that mean? Getting back to the basics through education, or what?
Well,
what do you mean by that?
Education obviously is very, very important. It's only one ingredient in quality of life, whether in the family or in the society or in the country. We talk about quality of life. For example, the problem we have right now, drug and crime, for example, is a very, very serious problem we have facing not only our city, but also state or the country. But one of the things that we can solve that problem is through education. Again, we're going back to education. But when you solve that problem, quality of life can be achieved. And that's what I'm talking about. Quality of life involves a lot of things that would actually lead into that. For example, we have the downtown redevelopment program, for example. Okay, that is actually one of the elements, one of the factors that will lead into the better quality of life in our city. We talk about the traffic situation. We talk about the balanced growth, all those things. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, about downtown redevelopment and traffic. And that definitely concerns a lot of people in the community. What would be some of your solutions so we wouldn't have the projected, quote, gridlocking in downtown Huntington Beach?
Well, let me say this. It just happened Saturday. I had my kickoff party, and I was honored to have the mayor of our city, Bob Mendick, at presence. And one of the things we talk about is the downtown redevelopment. This project is a very good project. It was started about 7 years ago. Now we are really moving forward, okay? And if I'm fortunate enough to be elected, I will like to see that program continue.
Well, downtown redevelopment definitely will be continuing, that's for sure. But specifically, what are your concerns about the downtown redevelopment? What would you do to for your solutions, in other words, to traffic and et etc.?
Well, it's all tied into many things. For example, the downtown redevelopment program also has to tie in with what they call the Beach Boulevard super street, okay?
Are you in favor of the super street?
Yes,
Are
sure,
you
definitely.
like that?
Oh, yes, because there's no question about we just cannot have the kind of traffic jam, you know, and the problem we have been facing all these years. We have to move forward. But I think the bottom line is this. With my 30 years of solid business experience in business as well as management, I think I can contribute a lot to the council and to the people of Huntington Beach to come up with a solution for downtown redevelopment program, super street, wherever the things that we need to improve the life of our citizens.
Getting back to the quality of life.
That's right, bottom line, right. And again, I like to emphasize because of my experience in the business world, in the government, I have already the necessary connection at the state level. As a matter of one thing I like to mention also, I'm also serving on governor's statewide advisory council. And
which includes what?
Includes, well, anything that I need to say feedback to the government as to the problem we have in the local area.
So you can act as a liaison.
That's right.
From the state to the
as well as the federal level, right? Yes.
From this dais here.
That's from this council.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you like to do that.
I think
the budget of Huntington Beach General Fund is about $100 million.
You know what? It's amazing. It was about $75 million 20 years ago. I noticed that the population had, say, almost triple since 1965. Now, I can foresee that perhaps, I think we have a slight, say, reduce in the growth rate right now.
A little bit.
Yes, a little bit. But I still can foresee, say, another 5 years, 10 years, say 5 years from now, I would say population is going to be about almost close to 225,000 Huntington Beach, and then we probably have a budget at that time, maybe $150 million.
And using your accounting skills, etc.,
yes, right.
you can manage that budget.
Yes,
With the little time we have left,
yes.
Mr. Yee, and extending from that last question, where do you see Huntington Beach, let's say in 10 years?
10 years. I see that we have a population maybe 250,000. And I think we're going to continue to see some progress made in Huntington Beach, better life. And I'm looking forward, first of all, not that far in the 10 years, but the next 4 years, serving the people of Huntington Beach. And if I can do that, and if I'm given that opportunity, and hopefully we can have an even better quality of life than we have today.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you in joining us in our series of interviews.
Well, this is
City Council Campaign 86. We thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
4 of the 20